Hey everyone, I'm Serge from Discover Destinations, and welcome to our next edition. With all our Greek vlogs to date, some of you might be wondering, where's Athens? Well, the time is now. Today we're kicking off our Athens adventure, starting with our first full day discovering this ancient and vibrant city. From parking struggles to great finds, and a bit of drama with the hot shower. This vlog has it all, so let's get started. Are you in need of a well-deserved vacation? Well, this is the best place to start. Our Athens adventure started with a classic travel mistake. Searching for accommodations with parking. Little did we know, parking in Athens is almost a myth. Adding the parking filter on Hotels.com dropped our search option from 2,000 to just 5. 5! Spoiler alert, we didn't get parking included. But stay tuned because we'll explain more on that in just a bit. When we asked our Airbnb host, Konstantinos, about neighborhoods to stay in Athens, one of the neighborhoods he mentioned was Kolonaki, a trendy sector. So we ended up booking a place 20 minutes walking distance from Kolonaki. Having driven in a few European cities, I braced for the worst, but driving in Athens was surprisingly smooth. Finding free parking, on the other hand, not so much. Perhaps our timing wasn't optimal to find parking since we arrived in the city around 1 o'clock. After locating our rental, we circled the block a few times, and we didn't need any more convincing. All we could find was one small space. But we were unsure about leaving the car here overnight. So instead of free parking, we opted for the peace of mind of an indoor parking at a nearby hotel. In hindsight, it was worth it. We'll soon publish a vlog about Hotels.com. In that vlog, we'll show you why we use that platform and share great tips. We'll use examples from our 25 days in Greece. But in the meantime, feel free to check out our blog where we have detailed information about hotels in Athens. Our rental was cozy, but getting there, not so much. Navigating narrow, tiled sidewalks with rolling luggage was an adventure. This is just a heads up for those of you traveling to Athens. After settling in, we set out on foot to explore the city. Even though we were 40 minutes from the city center, walking turned out to be a great decision, because we knew that we would come across sights along the way. Our first stop was Kolonaki, a posh area filled with chic cafes, boutiques, and a sophisticated vibe. It's easy to see why it's considered one of Athens' most desirable neighborhoods. We stumbled upon this charming restaurant called Pilo. The Cretan salad was a game changer, even for Ellie, who's not big on salads. It was fresh, flavorful, and uniquely Greek, from the island of Crete. As for the souvlaki, a slight mix-up meant 2 portions instead of 1. But the staff quickly made the adjustments. Great food and great service. It was the perfect fuel for the rest of the day. On our way to the city center, our next destination was Plaka, the heart of old Athens. On the way over, we passed in front of the Botanical Museum of the National Gardens and the Syntagma Square. This part of the city felt very grandiose, with the majestic buildings and the large highway. Especially in contrast to the Plaka neighborhood. Just imagine lively streets filled with shops, restaurants, and an endless buzz of energy. We had no clue what to expect when we got there. Which is to say that at first we had no clue we had arrived. We had just eaten and weren't ready for shopping just yet, so we continued onwards. Ellie found a quiet corner called Anafiotika, a slice of island life tucked beneath the Acropolis. It's a small, historic sub-neighborhood of Athens within the larger Plaka district. It's known for its charming Cycladic architecture. Anafiotika stands out as a unique and picturesque area, often described as a hidden island in the heart of Athens. Travelers often discover this neighborhood on the way from Plaka to the Acropolis as a hidden surprise. Its architecture and layout offer a stark contrast to the rest of Athens, making it feel like a slice of Greek islands reminiscent of the Cycladic islands like Santorini and Mykonos. Ultimately, we felt transported to the Greek islands just by walking around this corner for a few minutes. This neighborhood was built by workers from the island of Anafi, who brought their Cycladic architecture style to Athens. Whitewashed walls, bright blue shutters, and narrow paths. It felt just like stepping into a postcard. Just remember, people still live here, so it's important to be respectful as you roam around. Next, we took a break at the Melina Mercouri Café, named after the famous Greek actress and politician. It's a great spot to soak in the vibe of the area, just across from the renowned Zorba restaurant. Zorba is legendary for its ambiance and Greek cuisine. So if you're hungry, it's worth checking out. We didn't eat there this time, but we've heard amazing things. After chilling on the street side with a couple of drinks, we felt refreshed and continued our journey to the Roman Agora, an open-air museum showcasing the remains of the ancient Athens. We admired its towering columns and historic charm from the outside, saving our energy for the Acropolis visit. We passed in front of the ancient Agora and Hadrian's Library, whose ancient structure dates back to 132 AD and offers a glimpse into Athens' Roman past. From there, we were just a short walk from the Monastiraki Square. Before we headed to the square, we made sure to soak in the sights and the moon in the sky. A few minutes later, we found ourselves in a buzzing hub full of colorful markets and street performers. Monastiraki Square is one of Athens' most vibrant and iconic areas, blending history, culture, and modern energy. It serves as a gateway to major landmarks that we recently mentioned. It's also known for its bustling flea market. The square offers everything from antiques to handmade craft to traditional Greek sandals. It's also a foodie haven, famous for souvlaki, gyro, and the rooftop restaurants with stunning Acropolis views. The dynamic atmosphere, street performers, and the mix of old and new make Monastiraki a must-visit spot that perfectly captures the heart of Athens. From here, we slowly started to head back to our rental and found ourselves wandering on Ermou Street, a shopper's paradise. A short walk from the square, this major shopping street offers a mix of high-end brands and local boutiques, catering to all tastes and budgets. The street was quite impressive as it appeared to stretch for miles. Amid the shopping frenzy, we found a beautiful gem, one of the oldest churches in Athens, dating back to the 11th century. This Byzantine beauty stands out with its stunning frescoes and serene interior, a true contrast to the busy streets just outside. After soaking in Athens' energy, we wrapped up our day with a quick grocery run and headed back to the rental. But the real adventure began when it was time to take a shower. I was particularly intrigued when I read 24/7 hot water when reviewing the Tolo Airbnb listing, but I didn't question it any further at the time. However, our Athens rental came with instructions to press a button on the breaker and wait for 30 minutes for hot water. Sounds simple, right? Well, not so much. After multiple unsuccessful tries, we reached out to the property manager, who then guided us via WhatsApp, emphasizing how someone turned one of the switches off by mistake. After 2 hours, which felt like an eternity, especially at midnight after a day of sightseeing, Ellie was able to finally take a hot shower. And by the time my turn came, there was no more hot water. So I braced myself to take a cold shower. Travel life, right? So, keep your eyes open when booking a rental in Athens, and make sure that they have 24/7 hot water and not running on the older system. On that, you'll find more information in our blog. Despite the ups and downs on our first day in Athens, it was truly unforgettable. From the charming neighborhoods to the historic sites, this city has so much to offer. So stay tuned now for day 2, where we'll dive even deeper into Athens' rich history and vibrant culture. On that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us for more adventures with discovering destinations. Good morning from Athens! It's day 2 and we're ready to explore more of this incredible city. After a quick breakfast, we were off to discover Athens. Our first stop was Hopper Café. Ellie had a latte and a breakfast sandwich, while I went for another coffee, because why not? This charming spot was the perfect start to the day. Fueled up and wanting to save our legs for the Acropolis, we walked to the closest metro station to bring us downtown. Athens' metro system is clean, efficient, and surprisingly easy to navigate, especially with Google Maps guiding us. We hopped on the train and made our way to the Monastiraki Square, the gateway to some of Athens' most iconic sites. This morning, we saw Monastiraki Square in a different light. It's a little calmer than last night, but it still had its energy about it. Ellie went to buy a hat to protect against the sun. Then, our first destination was the Areopagus Hill, or Mars Hill as it's also called. This rocky outcrop has a fascinating history. It's where the Apostle Paul delivered his famous speech about the unknown God to the Athenians. The views from here are breathtaking, offering a unique perspective of the Acropolis and the sprawling city below. Beware of slippery rocks though. It's a popular spot for tourists snapping photos, but many people weren't watching their step. Pro tip, as you'll surely see in our blog, we recommend to wear sturdy shoes while discovering Athens. Seeing the long line at the Acropolis entrance, we decided to hold off to visit later. Since in addition to the line, the sun was already blazing.
It's not even summer vacation yet. We're still in May, and look at the line.
Instead, we explored another nearby hill, the one facing the Acropolis actually. This area is home to landmarks like Socrates' prison, or at least what we believe to have been his prison. While there's debate about its authenticity, standing in the ancient spot gave us chills just thinking about history that it could hold.
So we have a really nice real estate opportunity here in Greece, in Athens, right in the center of downtown, and it's not going to cost you very much. Are you interested? It's a studio though, with a nice view. Let's see, right here. Nice square size, beautiful view of the Acropolis right up there. Somewhere in the trees. Beautiful, nice square size. It's a one entry only though. You enter and you never exit. You got some nice natural light. Tall-ish ceilings as well. I would guess maybe somewhere around 10 feet. Actually less than that, maybe 8 or 9.
Need a makeover?
Bit of a renovation is necessary. Over here on the right-hand side, there's a connecting room over here, a little bit small room with a chair. Let's go and see. So here's the connecting corridor, and then here you have the throne. If you can see through the bars there. Yeah, the bars are designed for your protection. This is your nice throne right there. And the washroom is located just over here on the side, also with another connecting hole to another room. So as you can see, it's a studio, but it's quite spacious because it actually extends all the way down here. And that's the bedroom.
Further up, we discovered a small, charming church, and later eventually reached a panoramic lookout point.
don't know if you can zoom in on this actually. It's so soft, very slippery, right? Can you imagine rain or whatever here? I don't know how they would have done it back in the day with their leather sandals. But in any case, one thing that's highly recommended here is a very good pair of shoes, running shoes. Try to avoid sandals, chic shoes, heels. This is not going to be, you're not going to fare well here with that. This is a well-constructed path. There are other paths in this little park here that are just rubble. So again, not ideal if you don't have the proper shoes. So a good pair of shoes, really recommended. Lots of hills here in Athens.
From here, you can see Athens' low skyline stretching out to the sea. Did you know that strict building height restrictions are in place to preserve views of the Acropolis? That's why Athens feels so open compared to other major cities. All right, everyone, that's all the time we have for today. But we're just getting started with Athens. So stick around because next week we'll be taking you to the Acropolis, show you more great finds, and share incredible moments in this unforgettable city. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on next week. Until then, have a great week, keep discovering, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye for now.